It is Christmas Eve, 2005, give or take a few years. And in a few moments, the legendary Twisted Metal competition will begin. Deep within his stronghold, far beneath the streets of Los Angeles, the contestant's demented creator, a man who calls himself Calypso, watches and waits. He is prepared to pay the winner any prize he or she or they requests, no matter how rare, no matter how costly, no matter the consequences. A dozen competitors have been personally selected by Calypso to do combat in the 10th running of the Twisted Metal competition. They come from every background. Assassins, mercenaries, vigilantes, professional drivers, social misfits, and joyriders. All are out for one thing. Tonight, the chance to battle for their ultimate dream. Tonight, one dream will come true. Tonight's combatants are... we all know them. We know them well. It is the beloved cast of Twisted Metal 1. And before we see exactly who's involved, let us real quick get our first donation read. Should be... yeah. So this entire event is a fundraiser for my GoFundMe to move out of New England and over to North Carolina to be with my partner sometime next year. And already, shockingly, I've raised over $900. Absolutely astounding. Ah, it's beautiful. People are amazing. But most recently has been Drew Desidue, who wanted to say, with the amount of $25, I wish you all the best. Your content is worth supporting anyways, but seeing what you're raising funds for makes it a no-brainer. Much obliged, Desidue. Constant supporter. And your support here is immensely, immensely appreciated. With that, we should have a black screen up once again while I wait for OBS to detect my emulator. It hates doing that. But it'll happen any moment now. Here we go. So... that's also amazing.
Who doesn't love an ice cream cone?
Let these run out.
Who doesn't love an ice cream cone? Who doesn't love an ice cream cone? Who doesn't love an ice cream cone?
Glorious. That is also a big help in my goal of raising funds for a better, more sustainable life. Desidue getting in on it as well. So, we know the stakes. We know what we all want for Christmas. And it is indeed Christmas Eve when I'm streaming this. Let's stop screwing around. Continue celebrating, of course. But for now, check this out. Pizzerado and Desidue, once again, competing for the most gift subs in a stream. And I appreciate them immensely for it. Anyway, we have Hammerhead. I need to make this as easy as possible because I'm playing through 9 games today. So, Hammerhead's power is awesome. It handles for crud, obviously. It is driven by Dave and Mike. Dave would eventually be fired and replaced with Stu, much more beloved co-pilot of Hammerhead. But for now, Dave and Mike, in a stolen monster truck. They're 2 high school dropouts, their collection of hard rock CDs. What could possibly go wrong? Their weapon is the Crusher, very unique, It crushes opponents. Apparently it has 5 stars, but the armor is more important. I'm surprised it only has 5 pips of armor, or 4 pips of armor out of 5. Anyway, let's see who stands in our way. It's, of course, Darkseid, the only enemy that could possibly withstand a beating from Hammerhead here. And it won't matter in the least. I'm not even slightly worried. So our special, I don't need to select it. All I gotta do is find my target. Where the hell? Get in front of me. See, Darkseid knows what it's up against here. It is beating me by strafing. So I will outsmart it by turning the other direction. I'm gonna get you sooner or later, Hammerhead. Well, I'm Hammerhead. Darkseid. There we go. So that was a bunch of my specials just dumped into Darkseid. All we need to do is make physical contact and our special goes off. We saw how it worked in Twisted Metal 2. It works the same in Twisted Metal 1. Boom. Specials are happening. Unfortunately, I'm still being frozen with the freezing power of hell, as Darkseid is driven by some kind of Satan analog. And I'm sort of getting freeze comboed. Yeah, I got freeze comboed to Oblivion. Brutal, but people are still celebrating, so we'll call it a net gain. And move on to the second level with 1 life lost and no weapons because I just lost my all-important various weapons. Had a full inventory there for a second. But, more importantly, we have a hype train. Blast Tyrant got it started. Pizzerado, keeping it going. Warthog's here in the second level. Warthog can also take quite the beating. Once Warthog's dead, our lives will be way easier. Like I said, we do not have to select our weapon. All we need to do is drive. And it just happens automatically. It's so easy, 2 high school dropouts could win the contest using this vehicle and its special. And normally we would have an inventory full of very powerful weapons right now. Unfortunately, I died due to a freeze combo right at the very end of the introductory level. Darkseid is literally the only vehicle who could possibly have done that to me. And I expected Darkseid to appear, because that was worst case scenario. That's the sort of thing we anticipate here. Things are still going extraordinarily well, so it's honestly hard to lose with Hammerhead. For quite a while, I have considered Hammerhead the boss of this game. And for good reason. It's just ridiculous how powerful this vehicle is. I'm still probably going to die here. I did very little practice in advance, which I normally would practice quite a bit. This Twisted Metal 1 is a difficult game. But it's fine. I'm playing as sloppily as humanly possible. Still about to beat the second level. Like so. There's a little bit of Mr. Grimm left, but not much more. I will reload my lives for safety. And then continue on to the highway. Pass the dog for good luck. There's Grip. Blew himself up on my vehicle. So, on to the freeway free-for-all. Like I said, reloading my lives for safety. Speed this all up. Who needs PS1 load times? Not me. Our info is unnecessary. I think we know everything we need to know about these characters that have no story. 500 more bits from Pizzerato. Hype Train level 4. I have absolutely no idea what that means, but it sounds very good. It's kind of funny. We are seeing sort of what Christmas Eve would look like in 2005 in Los Angeles. Today, Christmas Eve, in New England, where I am, is one of the worst days in recorded history as far as weather is concerned. There are trees down all over the place. I'm lucky that my power is even on right now. I woke up to temperatures that were literally 6 degrees out. Roadkill blew himself up in a matter of seconds, simply by driving near me. As a casual reminder that this vehicle is very powerful. But it does occasionally need to be recharged. Don't worry about that. Yeah, the environment has changed a fair bit since the good old days of 2005, when we had an environment. And also, West Coast versus East Coast. Some stark differences on display. Even in supposedly post-apocalyptic Twisted Metal world. Darkseid's back, though. Let's not call it idyllic just yet. Lest I get freeze comboed again. Did I use both the recharge stations? I did not. Fortunate. Really, the one drawback of playing as Hammerhead is you really desperately need to use a lot of turbo. And that is a big problem because turbo is rarely available in this game. Okay, I can't do the whole thing in first-person view, Pizzerato, because that would kill everybody trying to watch. But I will show off first-person view for a little while here. So if you have any sort of motion sickness, this is your fair warning. We're going into first person. I will tell you when it's over, but for now, we enter first person view, which is, let's see. Here it is. It's not as jerky as a lot of other characters' first person views. This vehicle's way more solid on its wheels than a lot of the others tend to be. We don't get to see Dave. Or I guess possibly Mike. We don't know which one's which. We do get to see their ridiculously tiny soda cans. We'll say they're soda cans. They look like they have the Coke swoop thing. The Coke logo on them. Driving over Sweet Tooth is awkward. Also, getting our screenshot causes the screen to flash, which is just a horrible visual effect. So, that's probably brutal enough. There we go. Into super zoomed out view to compensate for what I just put everyone through. And it still makes the screen all jittery. Because when you use your special on vehicles, it is very awkward and poorly implemented. But very effective.
Nice cash. Nice.
Surprisingly, that counted towards Pizzerato's challenge. Pretty awesome. I did also see that Turd Ferguson in chat is in Buffalo, and Buffalo is specifically one of the places that is having literally one of the worst days in the recorded history of weather. Supposedly their current blizzard is the worst one ever recorded in Buffalo, and Buffalo is known for having some of the worst blizzards ever. So, best of luck. I'm sure you're holed up safely. If anyone is prepared for dealing with blizzards, it's a Buffalo resident. Also, one of my favorite bands is from Buffalo, so congrats there. I keep hitting select. In this game, select is pause. Start is how you switch your camera view. Opposite of every other game in the future. Never pointed that out before because it wasn't relevant before. And I have also turned off my radar. That was a problem. I was referring to Every Time I Die as one of my favorite bands from out of Buffalo. But Buffalo has a very, very strong music scene. New York hardcore never quits. But yeah, I'm pretty basic. Every Time I Die might be the most famous band out of Buffalo, so not exactly a deep cut there. I'm not finding the parking spot to get a health refill. Should be right about here. I've got multiple lives. I can afford to die. Doesn't matter. But I'm not going to die because I just drove over Sweet Tooth like he was nothing. All you need to do is touch the roof of another vehicle, and they take massive amounts of damage. This level is actually fairly easy for Hammerhead. We can sort of divide and conquer here in this city grid. All we really need to do is just wander around, and anytime a vehicle crosses our path, run it over. We should be just fine. Health recharges are like, they're only about a third of our total health bar, but a third of this vehicle's health bar is equivalent to most of, if not the entirety of other vehicles' health bars. There's Santa Claus, here to celebrate. Just to remind us of what day it is, since the game doesn't feature any snow. Technically, there's a little bit of snow. There are visible snowmen, and an ice skating rink, and these trees clearly have, like, I don't know, wreaths or something hung upon them that are meant to, like, imitate snow. So there's imitation snow. One down. Poor roadkill. It's always trying to be so aggressive. And then it bumps into me and dies instantly every single time. Feeling bad for the thing. There's always a lot of controversy as to whether or not Die Hard counts as a Christmas movie, but no controversy as to whether Twisted Metal counts as a Christmas game. If anyone wants to start that controversy, you've already lost, because it absolutely is. But no one would. Rear fire missiles are not exactly helping me out here. There's Crimson Fury. Now this vehicle does take a ridiculously long time to turn. And it slides around as it is turning. So it does sincerely have bad handling. Which is the thing you gotta get used to if you're gonna play as Hammerhead here. And I don't have a lot of hope of catching up to Crimson Fury using Hammerhead. Not gonna stop me from trying. Now got half of everybody killed. Get the Canes out of here. There they go. And we're doing great. It says there's 2 enemies left. There were 3 dots on the minimap, but I don't know what that was about. Probably not a big deal. Thumper could instant kill me, because Thumper's special does that much damage that if I approach it from the front, I could literally die in the blaze before actually reaching Thumper. Which would be a small problem since I'm on my last life, so... Now I have nearly maxed out HP. We'll go for it. Then I should probably reset my lives, because I've been playing very sloppily and dying constantly. I apparently did not have a special in stock, so nothing much happened when I ran over Thumper. There we go. I am thumping Thumper. Like he's nothing. Beautiful. On to Cyberbia. Which, like I said, might as well quit out. Reset the lives. I've been scrolling to the right every time, which is clearly much slower than scrolling to the left. And should get us where we need to go. Let's see how long Cyberbia takes.
Ah, nice, Cash. Nice.
I am down for that challenge. 5 enemies in 1 life. Spectre is a good place to start, although Spectre's also give me the business. Mr. Grimm's a good place to start. Is that a new follower? Hell yes. Thank you for stopping by, Chris Sayago. Apologies if I mispronounce anything. I've noticed that they deal Hammerhead particularly weak opponents, for the most part. I'm also not afraid of anybody, except, like, maybe Darkseid a little bit. So everyone kind of feels weak by comparison. But even still, they really don't stack the deadliest enemies when you're playing as Hammerhead. It feels like the enemy choices, which are, of course, not randomized in this game, they could definitely be more aggressive. Sorry about the screen shaking. It's really unavoidable if we're going to use our special. Hey, nice. Another gift sub. Pizzerano. I have a feeling we're going to hear those various Twitch alerts that I have set up quite a bit throughout the next 12 or so hours that this is going to take. But I've chosen vehicles that will speed this up. I was actually encouraged to play nothing but boss vehicles today, Because that would have really sped things up. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to enforce an outright ban on boss vehicles either. I think we've got a good mix of vehicles to show off this fine day. Right now, I'm trying to keep up with the challenge. I have so many enemies on the verge of death that I'd hate to die now. To easily kill 3 more or so, I think, without breaking the slightest of sweats. Then it would just take one last mildly sweaty kill. Actually earn a fair amount of bits. But I should absolutely avoid the 2 enemies that are closest to me right now. Sweet Tooth and Warthog are the dangerous opponents that remain. So of course they're the ones who are out for my blood. Our punk teens are just crashing into walls. I'm gonna blame Mike and Dave for this. Any mistakes you see in driving, it was Mike and Dave. I am sincerely playing the best that any human could. But right now, I need to get to the church. Ray went up to Jesus for a nice health refill. I mean, it's his birthday, apocryphally, because he absolutely wasn't born in December. That long pause was not meant to implicate anything, or imply anything for that matter. However, I've taken too long to get the church lawn health refill. Oh man, Sweet Tooth is a monster. Oh well. When Sweet Tooth gets on top of you. Sweet Tooth really gets on top of you. That's true, I could still technically get 5 kills in this life. I do have enough opponents set up to perform that exact feat. All things considered, I should start with Sweet Tooth. Who can take our special like a champ? I feel like his use of bounce pads could actually help us. Get us to land on top of him. We're doing the weird jousting thing again. Okay. 1 down. We still have the full health refill on the church lawn. But I don't know where the church lawn is. Pretty sure it's not there. Reset again. We got the deadliest enemy out of the way. 5 is yet attainable. In fact, 5 is, like, necessary. If I don't get 5 kills in 1 life here, it's a game over. And I am not at all worried about that, but should still be a little bit careful. On the bright side, all of the recharge stations appear to have become active again. Surely at this point it doesn't count if I get the 5 streak, because I literally can't fail the challenge without also getting a total game over here. Just clip myself up onto the recharge platform. Looks great. Didn't have a special in stock there, but contact damage in this game is so ridiculous that I can just bump people and they die. Gotta go looking for another health refill. Pit Viper can spam the goo blast with absurd rapidity. Could really stun lock me. Hasn't been a problem so far, but just in case. I'm all about safety when I do a 12-hour marathon. Safety first in Twisted Metal. That's what they say. It's practically on the cover of the box. The Viper's almost dead, so I'm going to excuse myself. Yep, that was a Pit Viper. Just died. So add another pip. We're keeping track at home. Outlaw's on my case. Hopefully not for much longer. There. Another one down. Fear very little. Perhaps not enough. I could, frankly, be doing much better right now. Mr. Grimm, also not to be underestimated. But he's dead. Who is the final survivor? I legitimately don't know. And that was 5. Unsurprisingly, I spent 2 lives tenderizing them.
Nice, Cash. Nice.
It still counts. Thank you so much, Pizzerato, once again. Also, I should have set up new Twitch alerts for this. Been meaning to make a Conquer one. Because the collectible in Conquer's Bad Fur Day is literally just American dollars. Straight up cash. And he has a lot of hilarious quotes related to the collection of money. Yep, there is a secret full health refill. There's actually a secret full health refill in 3 separate levels in this game. And I did not use the other ones. Inspector's still alive. What the hell? That was the first guy I ever, like, punched at the beginning of this level. Those are 3 extremely easy targets. I definitely feel like I can kill them. The issue then becomes, can I kill Minion afterwards? Probably not. Minion is not to be underestimated. Roadkill, however, no problem whatsoever. For some reason, Roadkill's text ending is that after he disappears in a time loop, his vehicle gets hijacked by 2 drunk teens so that they can enter next year's Twisted Metal contest. So, like, Mike and Dave, do they steal Roadkill and drive that next year? Or did they retroactively steal Roadkill and drive that instead of Hammerhead in the timeline where Hammerhead won? where Roadkill won.
Nice, Cash. Nice.
I'll give it a shot. There's now a lot of pressure to take out Minion all in one go. I have, in many instances, killed Minion and his minions, the 3 enemies that he starts with, all on a single life. With lesser vehicles than this one. But it's definitely not a thing I can do reliably, and I'm currently at a mild disadvantage, and I just drove off the edge because this vehicle's treads have just absolutely no grip. So, off we go. Ah, well. As mentioned, that's the drawback of Hammerhead. So, that's square, triangle, kisses and hugs. Right back where we left off. No harm, no foul. Flip ourselves up onto the platform. And get ready to kill Spectre here. Almost. Spectre, get dead. You got nothing to live for at this point. I do put a lot of value on corpse placement when I play this level. Just to say, where enemies die tends to be something I use to my advantage. And where Spectre just died is completely useless to me. Can't make anything out of that corpse. But I rarely do. Even when I get enemies to die in the exact perfect spot, it rarely helps. But sometimes, it is a pretty big deal. We have seen that in previous playthroughs. Not here. Not now. Maybe these next 2 corpse donors will have something to say about that. Use the recharge now and hope that that means it will regenerate sooner. One of the 2 enemies drove off the edge so as to deprive me of getting to use their corpse to my advantage. Cowardly. They heard that I had a use for them, so they took themselves out. Up. Didn't get to see the minion text, but for some reason, the recharge is back online. I'll take it. And Minion is here. Now, I could try and bully Minion, like I've been bullying all the other vehicles. That is probably a very, very bad idea. Instead, I should take these 6 power missiles. Really just go to town on him. Yeah, we're in good shape. But I do need to actually get shots lined up, which becomes impossible once he starts hitting me with specials, because it spins my aim all around. So, for safety, we'll start doing the cheap thing. Using my special in an awkward way. You're colliding, connecting. I did die, so I still didn't fulfill the challenge. And I never will. Don't worry about that. But there will be more challenges. And we are right on the verge. Taking out Minion. We gotta run him over. As soon as I get traction, I'm running this guy over. Let's play some Minion Chicken. While he clips into the edge of the ramp, because even the AI can't handle the collision in this game. There. Ran his ass over. It's just that easy with Hammerhead. Absurdly powerful vehicle. I knew it would be this easy, and it was. Fun though, and I'm glad I chose this vehicle for this job because...
Nice, Cash. Nice.
Yeah, I needed it to be as easy as possible. My needs have been fulfilled. As you know, shall now grant any prize you request, but I am confused. It says here you are asking for a new set of tires. Exactly what is that? Or a new set of treads? You know, man, tires, you reply. Calypso's not up with the 90s lingo of our 2005 high school dropouts. Calypso is dumbfounded, but you could have asked for anything. Are you sure that's all you want? Hey dude, treads ain't cheap for a rig like this. Ah well, says Calypso, it's your choice. In a flash of light, your monster truck is refitted with a brand new set of metal-crushing tires. You slam your truck into reverse and speed out of the garage. As you race off down an LA freeway, heading into what has been the most outrageous night of your life, you vow to enter Twisted Metal again. Although at the moment, you are having a hard time thinking of a better prize than this. It's true. We earned new tires. I guess when Twisted Metal is this easy for you, you don't think very high of the prize. So you just think, new tires. Screw it. I'll enter again next year. Win a better prize then. So, obviously, next year, the Hammerhead vehicle is much worse. One of the worst vehicles in Twisted Metal 2 for some reason. And that was not the original ending of this game. The original ending is one of the main reasons this game was censored and didn't have live-action cutscenes as its endings. What they originally wished for was babes. And then the bikini girls that are all over the various live-action cutscenes. They walk over and they rub all over Mike and Dave. And the Mormons who made this game absolutely hated that that happened. So all of the live-action cutscenes got censored out. And replaced with the text garbage that we just saw. I'm not even going to splice in the live-action variant of the cutscene. You can go watch it yourself if you want some bikini girls. But surely there are better ways to see bikini girls. You gotta love that they are just blatantly using 90s talk throughout all of their dialogue. When this game is canonically supposed to take place well into the 2000s. They were trying to make it semi-futuristic in a dystopian way, and they just made it 90s again. Because that's all they knew at the time. Don't know why they even bothered. And then, of course, the games came out so slowly that they had to, eventually, the new games were taking place, even though they were taking place years after the original, they were still taking place years before when the original was set. Or, the games caught up to their canonical futuristic date, such that the head-on Extra Twisted Edition essentially takes place on the year that it comes out. It is no longer futuristic. It's weird. But we'll see more as we go through the entire 9-game series today in the Twisted Marathon. Or Marathon, since it's Christmas Eve. Tortured pun that is. There's absolutely no reason to run out these extremely slow credits, so I won't anymore. There we go. There's the title screen. So, one job down. Let's real quick bring up our guys. And as stated, successful run of Twisted Metal down. Coming up very soon, in just a few minutes, we will switch over to Twisted Metal 2, and I will see you for that, if you indeed choose to stick around or catch the VODs in the future, as I rush them all out the door for that sweet, sweet ad revenue. It's beautiful, the pacing of these games, where I get like a break every hour or so to refill my drink, which I clearly need. You don't get a voice like this by having a healthy, functional throat. So I'm gonna go hydrate up and join you for Twisted Metal 2 in just a moment. Thank you so much for joining me for Twisted Metal 1, starring Hammerhead.